Hey everyone, welcome to This Explainer. Okay, today we are going to take you from a manual typist to an absolute automation wizard, and we're going to do it in just 8 minutes. If you spend literally any part of your week staring at Microsoft Word, well, you're going to want to pay very close attention to this. So let's just dive right into it. If you're a corporate professional, an executive, or maybe a junior article, and you're spending half your precious time manually typing out engagement letters, constantly tweaking invoice templates, and just wrestling with formatting, we really need to talk. Based on the source material we're looking at today, this is a completely solvable problem. Seriously, we're wasting hours on tasks that a machine can literally do in seconds. And that makes our goal today pretty simple. We are replacing hours of tedious copying, pasting, and manual data entry with smooth, one-click Microsoft Word automation using AI. The best part? You absolutely don't need to be a programmer to pull this off. You just need the right workflow, which we're going to break down for you right now. Section 1, Unlocking Word's Hidden Power. Now, to actually start automating, we first need to awaken a hidden feature right inside Microsoft Word. It's kind of funny, most people never even know it exists, but it's the absolute key to the whole shebang. It just takes 3 super quick steps to activate this. You click File, go down to Options, select Customize Ribbon, and simply check the box that says Developer. That Developer tab, that is your gateway to automation. Once you tick that box, boom, a whole new world of productivity just opens up right at the top of your screen. So, the really crucial point here is understanding what a macro actually is. Think of it as a saved set of instructions written in a language called VBA that essentially does all the boring, repetitive work for you. And here's a massive secret from our source. If you save this macro to your normal file in Word, instead of just the specific document you're currently in, it'll actually work across every single Word document you ever open on that computer. How cool is that? Section 2, Magic Letters and Forms. Let's see how this actually builds into our first amazing use case, automating engagement letters so you can reclaim hours of your life. Just imagine never manually updating a client's name, their PAN card number, or their address on a standard company template ever again. Our source material highlights this amazing scenario where a user simply clicks a button and this clean digital form pops up asking for the client's name, address, and fees. You fill it out exactly once, hit generate, and the document literally builds itself. Now, what's really fascinating here is how we actually build this thing without knowing how to code a single line. We literally just ask an AI like ChatGPT or Claude to write the code based on some very specific bullet points. You tell the AI what your unique placeholders are, like double brackets around name or date. You ask it to build a single user form for data entry, so you never have to actually touch the Word document directly. And, this is absolutely crucial, you instruct the AI to make sure the original template remains perfectly intact, generating a brand new Word file and auto-saving it as a PDF. You literally just prompt the AI with a single command. Tell it exactly what you want it to do. Actually, a really great tip from the source is to end your prompt by saying, if you have any query in this code, please ask me relevant questions. This is brilliant because it forces the AI to clarify things like maybe where you want the file saved before it even writes the code. That ensures you get a pop-up data entry form that generates your final files flawlessly the first time. Once ChatGPT or Claude spits out that VBA code, the implementation is smooth as butter. You just copy the code, hop right over to Word, press Alt plus F11 on your keyboard to open up the VBA editor, paste the code into a new module, and hit run. Or, as the source points out, you can even save the code in a simple Notepad file and use the file import feature right there in the editor. Either way, you now essentially have a custom software tool built right into your Word document. It's a real game changer. All right, moving along to Section 3, Excel to Word certificates. So what if you have a massive list of data? Let's say you need to generate 50 or maybe 100 documents all at once, like finance certificates or a huge batch of invoices. While our second masterclass trick is taking a list of names and details straight from an Excel file and generating individual Word certificates for each one instantly. The source actually gives a great example of generating finance certificates. Literally, with one click of a macro, Word reaches right into Excel, grabs every single row of data, and just pumps out perfectly formatted individual certificates. To make this magic happen, you just construct your prompt by clearly telling the AI these exact criteria. You define where your Excel data lives and exactly how it maps to your Word certificate template placeholders. And here is a massive pro tip from the source. You absolutely must instruct the AI to auto-detect the Excel file in the same folder. Adding a highly specific instruction like auto-detect the Excel file in the same folder ensures your macro knows exactly where to look. Because think about it, if you move your folder to a different computer or a different drive, you definitely don't want those pesky file not found errors popping up. With this command, the macro is dynamically looking right next to itself for that Excel data. It makes your automation super robust and totally shareable with your whole team. Section 4. One-click auto-formatting. Okay, for our third trick, we're going to tackle something that haunts pretty much every single office worker out there. Yep, the dreaded task of cleaning up messy, unformatted text that someone else sent you. You know the pain, right? A document comes in with 5 different fonts, super weird spacing, 0 alignment. It's an absolute nightmare. But you can actually record or prompt a macro to automatically select all the text, change the font to something standard, let's say Calibri size 12, and justify the alignment in the literal blink of an eye. You just press Alt plus F8 to open your macros, run your little formatting code, and instantly, total chaos turns into absolute corporate perfection. Now, because a macro doesn't really have a brain of its own, you do need to set clear rules. You have to give the AI specific constraints. Things like assume anything in bold is a header, or headers will not have full stops, or maybe headers will be a maximum of 30 words. And once you set those constraints, you can give the AI highly specific visual commands. You can tell it to change normal text to a specific font, or heading text to a specific size and color. The AI will just churn out the perfect VBA code that targets exactly what you described. You can literally pre-program your exact company branding right into a single button. So any file comes in, you hit the macro, and boom, it is perfectly branded. No way around it, that's a huge time saver. Which naturally brings us to our final point, Section 5. AI is your coder. By now, you've probably realized the absolute biggest takeaway from this explainer. You don't actually need to know how to write a single line of VBA code yourself. You just need to know how to talk to the AI. And hey, look, sometimes things go wrong. We've all been there. You might get a permission denied error or a pathing issue when you try to run your shiny new macro. If that happens, do not panic. The source highlights this ultimate debugging trick. Just take a screenshot of the error message box right there in Word, paste it directly back into ChatGPT or Claude, and ask it to debug its own code. The AI will literally apologize to you, fix the code, and hand you the updated version. It's almost too easy. This perfectly illustrates the massive shift we're experiencing in office productivity right now. We are moving entirely away from the old way of doing things, writing code manually, struggling with clunky drag-and-drop forms, and crying over internet forums for hours trying to fix bugs. We are stepping straight into this new era of instant, AI-generated automation, where the AI acts as your own personal senior developer. It writes, it builds, and it debugs, all in just a few seconds. So now that you possess this 8-minute masterclass in word automation, it's time to actually take action. Take a hard look at your daily repetitive tasks. The invoices, the standard letters, those total formatting nightmares. And ask yourself this one provocative question. What are you going to automate first? The tools are completely free, they're sitting right there on your desktop, and they're just waiting for you to unleash them. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I really can't wait to see how much time you all end up saving.